Minutes left, and if I remember, when there's 1 minute left, and then I'll count down to 10, and we're almost done. So hopefully all you guys are done after 1.5 hours. The judges, you can see they're standing with a yellow jersey. I think that yellow jersey around, and they'll just walk around during the competition and note your time. Please be responsible to take a hand up in the air, very much up in the air, so they can see it. Maybe wave it so they can see it. We had this morning where at certain times there are many people that have done approximately the same time, so try to be a bit ahead and just wave with your hand when you can see you're almost done. So they'll do their best to come and see when you're done. If you do not finish the puzzle within the time limit at 1.5 hours, then we will count the remaining pieces. Everything that is connected and all clumps of minimum of 3 pieces, they count as if they are placed. And in the unlikely event that you miss 1 or more pieces from the puzzle, then the main rule is that there will be a penalty of 10 seconds that will be added to your score for each missing piece. The exception is if 2 or more connected pieces are missing, then it will be regarded a manufacturing error and no time penalty will be applied. You are allowed to use up to 4 trays if you want to do that. And they can be a maximum size of an A3 sheet of paper to help you sort the pieces if you want to do that. You are allowed to speak when you're doing the competition, but please do it quietly. Please have respect, especially at the end, because when people are almost done, they say, oh, we're happy we're done and we're going out to have a sandwich and a Coke, and that's very cool. But please have respect for those who are not done yet at the end. So that is good. After finishing the puzzle, if you want a photo after you finish, you can just be sitting at your place, and then a photographer will come down and take a photo of you. And if you don't want to have a photo, you just say, I don't want a photo. And they will respect that, hopefully. So, I think that was what I had to say here before we start. Let me see what the time is. So, we have 2.5 minutes before we start, and I will count down the last 10 seconds, so we have just 2 minutes before we start. And the audience are allowed to clap. That's very, very awesome. You can do that when people are done, but please be not too loud. That'll be very nice, so people they can concentrate around this. And please do not touch anything yet. I'll be very angry if I see anybody touching it. Is anybody touching it? No, they're not. Are you guys ready? 2 people saying yes. Okay, 2 people are ready. That's okay. 2 minutes. You have to begin focusing. If you have to go to the toilet, you have a last chance now. And when we are done, we have this award show. The award show will be a few minutes after the last one is done. So it will be around 3:30. So if you're done very, very soon, for example, after 45 minutes, then you can of course just leave. But just come back so you are ready in time for the award show in case that everybody is done well ahead. 1 minute and 4 seconds. So, be ready. Take one last sip of the cola. Stretch a bit. Take a deep breath.
Kom igen tjejer.
We have 30 seconds. Wishing you guys the best of luck. I'll count down from 10. So, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, you can begin. Best of luck. Best of luck.
Welcome back.
To the Nordic Championship
Woo! We are so ready.
2026. We have final official round of this competition. And it's the teams.
And unfortunately, we have some camera problems right now. We will have this overview as fast as possible. Emil is working so fast.
Yeah.
We will have the cameras back on.
Exactly.
But right now there's no one finishing, so it's not a problem right
They
now.
started already, but you don't know what the puzzle is. I'm gonna show you.
Woo! Oh, it's on the. Oh, turn around.
Classic. Don't know what am I doing. So yeah, this is actually an unreleased puzzle, so there is no chance on earth that anybody would have
And
done
you can
this
even see it here.
puzzle. Yeah, logos and everything, super cool. I think a lot of people expected for an illustration, and this is a photograph.
A very nice photography.
Yes.
With a lot of different colors.
I feel like this must be like a local. Actually, this is from Norway.
Yeah,
Well,
I
it's
think so.
I too.
So it's not Danish, but it's,
Yeah, it's still in the Nordic.
we don't have those mountains in Denmark, so it cannot be Danish.
Yeah. So this is very interesting. I don't think this is I think even though maybe not something people expected, but this is definitely not the worst nature image you have seen. Is there a chance for us to get the puzzle on the screen? Probably not.
Yeah, it is. I can do that, but I had to.
But I think there is kind of like a clear things that people are probably already like deciding on their strategy of who is doing what, and maybe some sorting going on already on the tables. There is this kind of like yellow sky. I think somebody probably will be doing the water, and then there's kind of like this middle island. And probably somebody's working on the edges, like in the very beginning. I think that's very clear split. I assume most of the teams will be actually doing.
Do you have the puzzle on the screen, Emil? I think so.
We have a lot of requests here. Like, can we get this? Can we get that?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, we should be getting it, so you will get a little bit closer look of what we're actually talking about this.
But as far as
Yes.
we are. Okay, super.
Wonderful.
So now we can talk a little bit more about it. So we have a very nice small island with some red houses, a little bit of and a few other colors, but then we have a lot of what's it called?
Yeah, I think the rocky and the greeny
rocks.
parts will be something that a lot of teams will probably finish last. I think that's where everybody comes together in the end. There is kind of like a gradients in that sky, but it's not like super clear.
But I think for those that like gradients, there's both the gradients at the top and at the bottom. With the sky is an image there, but it has clearly other colors, and there is it's easy to see that there is small water waves in there.
Yeah, this is gonna be very interesting. And do we have yet some kind of recap, or because this will finalize of what country will actually take the big trophy?
Yeah, I didn't get everything counted.
The math is mathing.
But Sweden is far ahead. I can give you the numbers just in a few minutes, but Sweden is number one, far number one. And then in the individual, it was Norway. Sweden got 67 points, Norway 18, Finland 12, Denmark 4 in the individual. And I haven't calculated the pairs yet, but it's more or less the same pattern. So Sweden will be far ahead.
We'll see. At least we had the Finnish winner in the pairs.
Yeah. So that gives you 25 points. So
yeah,
that we will talk. I will calculate it and we can talk about it. But I'm not sure that it's enough.
I think also last year it was very close between Sweden and Finland in the final calculation. So, yeah.
Maybe I miscalculated. You never know.
But here, while we're working on, look, I think we're getting cameras,
yeah,
right?
They are coming up now.
They're coming. They're coming. Guys.
So you will see it in a few minutes. We are ready to show you all the competitors again. But
so you get some action, but also
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you in the chat, what do you think will be the fastest time for this one today?
we are back. So now we
Yes.
have live footage
Look,
from the
We see
room.
some action going on.
Oh, that's it. There's so many different colors there in that
Yeah.
pile. That's crazy. And our Emil, our technician, he is relaxing now. He's
Smiling again.
yeah. Now we don't know what happened, but when we came back from a break, the thankfully we both have a computer and some other stuff, so it didn't. Not everything broke down, but one of the computers had to be.
You can just feel the pressure. Like, who had the most pressure? The teams who started doing the puzzle, or our poor little live stream guy there? Like, okay, the live stream is on. Everything depends on me.
It was in here in this room the most pressure for until now, but now the pressure is back into the
Yes.
the arena.
Where it belongs.
Yeah.
I'm personally thinking that we will see maybe. I think sub 40 time for sure. We do have strong teams. We have the Finnish team's champion team here, so that's why I'm also hoping that the score will be a little bit closer, so we actually have a chance. And let me actually look at the participants list. So we have 40 teams competing on this round of the Nordic Championship. And I can see that there has been a lot of kind of like changes in the teams if we compare to the last year. Because if you look at the participant list on the federation page, there is always a mark in the end of the column where you can see the placement from last year. And we don't have too many who has like an official placement for last year. And usually that's because the team members have changed up a little bit.
Yeah.
But there is like very strong teams. Of course, the table number 1 is Arctic Puzzlers, which is Kristin's team, and yeah, so many strong teams here. But I have to say, because you said that the score is calculated from the top 10, because we only have 4 teams from Finland, so that's
But
that alone
I can
makes it a bit tricky.
now I have calculated. You will win if Finland get 1, 2, 3, and 4th place in the teams.
Yeah, I'm a true believer in miracles, but
I'm not. I mean, not sure. Okay, now I calculate. I think if I'm done it right. So in pairs, Sweden still won with 45s and Finland 39. So it was close, but because they almost took all of the positions in the individual, most of them, Sweden is far ahead.
yeah, and then we have the Norwegian puzzlers. That's like literally their team name, Norwegian puzzlers. So I'm not just making it up. There's obviously other Norwegian teams as well. And there we can see on the screen right now. Oh, I cannot pronounce that name. Tronder team.
Trønder team. I don't know.
Yes, table number
Trønder.
33. You can see right now, and you can see like usually I would say I've never seen a teams that there isn't somebody who starts with the edges. Like that I have not seen that nobody does edges in the beginning, unless the edge is like something that it's literally just.
And then because you are 4, so
Yeah.
often it's a good idea to start flipping
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
sorting. And as soon as you have sorted, one will do the frame, or
Yeah,
at least some of the frame,
exactly.
depending on the puzzle. Sometimes you will do some of the frame and leave.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
it's very dark or another, it's difficult to then you don't do
Yeah,
the
in
beginning.
the Danish championship this year, the team's puzzle was actually a bit tricky to do the edges. I think it was the Disney puzzle, so it was
Yes.
literally just one line, and it wasn't that easy to do.
No.
So that's
I
one of the
tried to do
exceptions.
that. I was.
I
that
tried to do it
competition,
as well, and I was like,
we did.
nope.
It was very difficult. Yeah, no, we didn't do the frame
Yeah.
in the beginning, but even when we were almost finished, it was still
Yeah.
difficult to put it because
Yes.
there were some numbers. So I will leave it to Freja just in a minute, but we have some specific things we want to say in the beginning. We know there was a technical problems, we didn't get to that. This stream will continue after the finish of this competition, and we will show the ceremony,
Yes,
the
award
winners
ceremony
award
will
ceremony.
continue.
So stay tuned or come back if you don't have time
Yeah.
to see it all. So after this is 1.5 hour,
Yes.
90
is
minutes.
correct.
So we are 10 minutes in, so there's still 1 hour and 20 minutes. And then there will probably be a pause of only a few minutes, and then we get all the participants and guests into the room, and we will do the award ceremony.
Yes,
So-
and there's very cute prizes. I really love those trophies so much. They're amazing, so you don't want to miss out on that.
No.
And the final calculations of the points and everything, so that is going to be on this live stream.
But I will leave the mic to Freja.
Yes.
She can introduce herself, and then I'll probably come back at the end of the competition. Now I'll go into the room and try to get the feeling of what's happening.
Yeah, try to get the winners here for an
We will
interview.
definitely get the winners for an winner interview. I'll secure that.
Awesome, awesome.
See you later.
Alligator. And then, yeah, a lot of Swedish teams. So I have to say that here actually the volume may also matter because as said, if you don't even have 10 teams, you cannot possibly take the top 10 spots. So of course, more you have teams or participants, the better you get. You're mic'd?
I
Yes?
am.
Perfect,
Hi, guys.
awesome. So you can tell yourself who you are, what you do, other than puzzles, more puzzles, but
All about the puzzles. Well, I'm Freja. I host the Danish online competition puzzle race. So yeah, I'm a puzzle nerd. I love looking at puzzles and doing puzzles and watching people puzzle and talking about them while they puzzle.
Exactly, exactly. So you have also like a lot of competition experience organizing the competitions
Yep.
online. How do you feel about like what are the biggest differences between online and on-site competitions?
Like as a participant or
Yeah,
behind
well,
the scenes or both?
Both, anything,
Anything.
whatever answer you have.
Well, I think what we mostly talk about when we do the online competition is how it feels to do the puzzle. When you're sitting by yourself at home with your favorite light and your favorite table, and maybe your comfortable slippers or whatever you need to get going, it's a bit more easy to like relax maybe a bit too much, or maybe you know it goes both ways. Maybe you're really comfortable because you have the perfect setup, or maybe you kind of like maybe relax too much because you don't have the tension of people around you. You can't hear other flipping their pieces. You don't have someone right next to you who's I can't stop kind of glancing over to my
if
partner.
you're sharing a table, it's like
Exactly.
so close.
Yeah. But definitely the like environment and the excitement, and people are just so happy to be here and puzzle and talk to each other and meet up with friends. So that's the main difference, I think.
Yeah, what do you think about this puzzle? I don't think people expected this. I was expecting an
neither.
illustration that
Me too,
has
yeah.
like a collage type of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
And we got a
I see you have the one from the Swedish Championship.
from the
I was
Swedish.
thinking something like that, actually, just with Nordic, so maybe something from each country in a collage kind of.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was expecting as well. So
I actually really like it, but I do love a sky. I think it's a bit tricky, maybe especially in the like middle portion of the island.
I think that's where people are gonna finish.
Exactly. But as a team, I think it's gonna be quite all right, because we were just talking outside. Maybe we would like, someone would start at the top, someone at the bottom. We can work our way in between. Maybe someone will do the boat houses, and then we can make a nice puzzle sandwich.
Yeah, and there you could already see one team was working on the very bright colors, just that you mentioned, the yellow, and then this like almost like a turquoise kind of color of the water reflections.
It looks a bit like a coral reef.
It's actually surprising. There you can see like people do start out the yellow, but actually the most orange part is the easiest. But it's also because it's the smallest part
for sure.
of the sky. And it's not, as I said, it's not that gradient as it may feel, because it's not clear gradient.
Exactly, and some of the sky up here might be confused with the like bluish reflection down here.
Ooh, yeah, that's actually true. Yeah,
So I
there's a couple
think
corners.
I would assume that I can do the orange and then build towards the right, but I actually think it's gonna be a bit difficult, maybe.
Yeah, and then we're gonna see great use of trays. There's also, like, I want to point out, there's two, like there's one white tray, there was one black tray. So if you, obviously they don't know what puzzle will come, so sometimes it might be useful that you have a different color. So if there happens to be black pieces, it's horrible if you only have black trays.
Definitely a team thinking, oh, look at that sky. That's almost the entire...
Holy that was fast. That was fast.
That was table number 5. Pusselnisserne.
Yeah. Oh, I love the owl over there. Mascots. Sort it out. Yeah, teams is always fun because you also have to give your team a name. And some people have if they compete with the same team, they always know, you start kind of like knowing them. Then it's always a conversation like, what should our team name be? And nobody knows, nobody has, and then there's just some random ideas, and then you just ended up with something.
Exactly, and sometimes it's a mashup. If you have 2 people from one team and 2 people from another, then it's like, an evolution of names. And then we always have the puns, the puzzle puns.
Yeah. Or sometimes it's just something we did in panic, and
yeah, for sure.
we didn't know our team name when it was asked in the live stream, and we're like, I don't know our team name. So sometimes there is like a whole story behind it. Sometimes there's absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's just look at something in the room. Oh, team plant. That would be amazing.
Yeah, exactly. You can probably pronounce these team names much better than I do.
Some of them. You can do the Finnish ones and then...
Yeah, I can definitely do but Finnish people usually have like an English name for teams. That I have to say, we rarely go to a broader competition and we had like a Finnish name there. But yeah, a lot of tray work going on, trying to like... And this is also interesting what you can see, like some people have like very clearly that the puzzle is, for example, in the middle. Some people have it like almost on the other side. And also kind of like where do they put the pieces. Some people work in like splits. For example, there you can see that there hasn't been actually much edges done. It seems like almost nobody's working on them, but the sky is already so far going well. And just finding, oh, there was one puzzle back. I think probably somebody was like, wee! Yeah. That's what I do. I'm like,
me too.
And then I'm always losing, like, where's my box when I finish? Like,
I lost a piece doing the individual round, and I kind of felt it, but I didn't hear it, so I was like, nah, it's probably fine. And then one of our lovely volunteers, and half an hour later, I think she spotted it and like put a post on it so I could find it.
Yeah, there was a couple of guesses. So Sandra said like 42 minutes. I still think we can do sub 40 with this one, and Richard James Passage said that 50 minutes question mark. Yeah, I think we have such a strong teams here that
for sure,
because this is so easy to split. I think that's kind of like the key difference, and the sections are very clear. Like you, other than these corners, maybe you cannot be with the puzzle piece and be like you have no idea where it goes. And easy to describe. Oh, like I'm working on the buildings. I'm working on this.
For sure. And also the like really fast teams, they are so experienced working as a team. So when they get to the last final stretch, they know how to build around building on the same thing for people.
Yeah, and I think there is like different kind of strengths here, even though there is not super gradient, but some people are really, like we saw those like skies that just getting like so quickly together. The water, like people who don't really need the image to work fast, I think there's that kind of sections. Then we have more like details. If we think about like Topias Prima or something, we have these small buildings that you can literally almost like pick and place. Yeah,
because the windows are different. The light is...
Yeah, exactly. If you that's the thing. If you pay attention to the details, they are a little bit different. And then also we do have line work here because we can't have the horizon of like between the sky and the water in the back that you may not see first because there's so many things grabbing your attention. And the mountains, so there is usually people who are really good with this kind of like line work to do it.
We also have kind of like, it's not, but it looks a bit like Northern Lights down to the side of the sky.
And I think that if this kind of like a rocky greenery part is gonna cause any issues, or I think it's gonna be the last one, I think it matters when do you release that one member of the team to do shape sorting.
For sure.
I think it would be better that it's done before every 4 players are actually working on that. So I think that timing really matters here today.
Maybe we'll see that people, when they draw closer, you can see someone pulling off and then doing the shape sorting.
But I think it's all about timing with that one. there you can see another Finnish team. And yeah, you can see the kind of like clear split. Somebody's working on the sky, somebody's on the water, somebody did the edges.
We do see a lot of edges so far, actually.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I'm surprised. Maybe it's like every team has their own, like, do we do the edge always?
Yeah.
But if I had this as a 500 by myself, I wouldn't do the edge.
Yeah.
Not right away, anyway.
Yeah, same. I wouldn't do either. But then when you have 4, it's almost like
Exactly,
no-brainer.
yeah.
Also because like so many things connect to the edges. That's why it's easy to have. So you have already the structure. It kind of like excludes a lot of options when you're looking at the pieces by kind of like the shape clues and everything else.
And also when you're puzzling on a table that you haven't puzzled before, we haven't had any like preliminary rounds where you can get to know the size of the table. So it's maybe nice to have the clear edge done, so you know this is the puzzle, this is...
And I always, because I'm not competing this weekend, I have no idea how is the surface of the table. Can you slide pieces or is it going to cause issues?
It's the same...
oh, I'm literally on the same table!
Yeah. But they're like... I didn't notice, so I think they're all right, because I would have noticed if they were like too sticky or the other way around. I didn't notice that they were like grayish until someone pointed it out right before. I was like, oh right, that's true. It didn't do much of a difference, so it was worse when we were in Roskilde at some point. We had black tables for the nationals. That was a bit tricky because the team's puzzle was very black and very dark.
Yeah.
The pieces.
What we actually, I was commentating a Puzzle Rush on the other day, and what we actually started to pay attention that I haven't seen. People will look at the EJJ or like these Central European competitions. A lot of people have a white table in their house. But Nordic people actually have a brown table. Yeah. And that was interesting when I noticed it. I was like, it's literally like 90% of have like a wooden table. I guess we're just woody people. So I think,
sorry. I was puzzling while listening to you when you talked about that. And I looked down and I was like, oh. I don't know if it's like a Scandinavian style that we just have more wood in our, I don't know.
I think we do. So I think that might be making it easier because then I started to think about our competitions, like nationals. We often also do have darker tables. Other than, of course, it's not like exact rule, but I would say if you go to competitions, they usually have also white table. So it's actually interesting because it does create a different kind of contrast in your eyes when you look at the pieces.
Yeah, for sure. Like you say with the trays, it's easier to spot white on black and vice versa. So if you have, I mean, gray is a nice middle color, especially because if you've been practicing on a white table or on a black table, you might get thrown off if it's the other.
Yeah.
But here it's just a middle thing, so it kind of suits everyone, I think.
Yeah, and it's almost like also if you make it harder, because I think darker table is a bit harder, the woody one. So maybe we develop a little bit better skill at actually paying attention. Then we have a white one, we don't have to pay that much attention. I think the processing is a little bit faster, but of course that's just the one minor cognitive skill you actually use when you're puzzling. So there's plenty of others as well. So you're you're organizing the online events here. Can you tell a little bit more about that?
It's I think it's the coziest of the like online competitions. I like that it's not as competitive as EJJ has become. So it's more, people are more chill, I think. It's very hyggelig, so very Danish. But yeah, I have some people who've been there from the start and have done every single competition. And are kind of like seeing that as an honor or like something to, it's like a streak on Snapchat, right? You're like, I did everyone.
Exactly.
But it's really fun, and it allows me to look at puzzles in a different way, because I have to, if I see a puzzle, I have to think about how it would do as a speed puzzle. So it makes me more aware of like images, which was very difficult at the beginning. There have been some misses, but also some hits. So.
Yeah, and you get to see like other people puzzle all the time.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's kind of like fun. You see a little bit different ways of doing, always some surprises. I think it's also nice. You probably have a little bit better memory of like, or paying attention how people, like those who participate every time, how they actually progress. And I think that's probably cool to see.
Yeah, it's so much fun. when you have someone who maybe have been finishing just around the time limit every
Yeah.
time, and then suddenly like, hey, this person has actually maybe cut like a quarter of an hour, which is a lot when like it's a big percentage.
Yeah, you can see like a lot of is actually done. I'm not actually surprised seeing what Tobias was doing there. Exactly the detailed
The
part.
houses, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they have the bottom part and the sky part as well. So people are
Yeah.
starting to close in on the.
Yeah, it's
island
definitely gonna
section.
be the middle part. That's
Yeah.
but it's actually gonna be surprisingly a lot of it left when people get there. I think because if we're looking like how far every other part is so far. Yeah, and this is like exactly. We don't know the scoring of the countries. Sweden looks like very strong right now, but there is always a chance, you know.
Teams can shake things up a bit because the pool of players are like put together in teams, so you don't have that many teams maybe.
Yeah.
And sometimes a team who doesn't necessarily have top 10 individual players
Yeah.
are a really strong team because
Yeah.
they
And
work
same,
together so well.
yeah, same even happens with pairs.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just like how well you work. Oh, that's a Finnish name. Ei ylijäämiä. That's it's like no leftovers.
Oh.
Yeah. 1,000 pieces something. Like, wait a second.
1,000 pieces later.
Later
sweep.
swe. I'm so confused. I just love like it's always fun. Like obviously I don't get most of the names because if I don't understand the language, but usually there is some kind of like a pun or something story there. So then I'm just trying to always ask around like, what is this name for?
Yeah, exactly. And you kind of learn to say puzzles in a lot of languages or
Yeah.
pieces because it's usually something to do with puzzles or pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, that is so true. I actually saw some post from the Netherlands Association that how do you pronounce puzzle in Dutch, because apparently they don't have consensus on that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
why? Because
It's probably because it's not. It's probably like when you borrow like from an English word, so then people start pronouncing it a little bit differently. It's like some pronounce it as your native pronunciation rules, and some people pronounce it more English way. I guess. I think that's probably. We're gonna figure out that next weekend when it's a Dutch national.
So we had one team which is a pun in Danish, team Knæk og bræk, which is break a leg.
Okay. Yeah.
In Danish that's knæk og bræk.
Yeah.
So it sounds like peace. Yeah. So it's a word play.
Yeah. There we have team. Oh yeah, this is the same team I was talking about earlier that I could not pronounce the name. But yeah, there's so many.
Trønder team is a Norwegian team. So yeah, en brik mere. It's one piece more.
Yeah, all the time. One piece more. That
Just
works.
one piece.
That works.
Brækbanditterne, it's the peace bandits.
Okay. Good, we have like a perfect local translator, yeah. Making it much more. Okay, that's interesting that they are doing it sideways, even though it's a big puzzle. It does fit on most tables, but I always like if I have that as default plan, I make sure that I kind of like measure the table before, so in case it's not like 5 centimeters or something.
Yeah, and maybe plan to do it right away so you don't have to flip it, because you might have corners sticking out and maybe falling down.
Yeah, especially with the newer Ravensburger quality, it's a little bit looser, and I don't mean that it's worse quality, but it's a different. It used to be very easy to lift islands. Now you have to be a little bit more strategic. When do you either lift them or put them inside? Yes. Fix me. Ah, I see. Okay, perfect.
It also
make sure my hair is there next. Sorry.
It also looked like they had like pieces on both sides, which usually can be tricky, especially because they don't have room to actually move pieces. But because the image is so divided, because they had all the yellow pieces to one side, I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, it's interesting. I like to do in a way that we have the puzzle kind of frame in the middle and we actually spread the pieces every direction because I don't like the way that you kind of put them on the other side and you basically block two people who cannot access them. It just requires the communication because I always think if I'm in this corner, I can reach those pieces and I can reach these pieces. I cannot reach there, but so that's the main person I want to communicate. It's like, hey, I'm looking for these pieces.
Yeah.
Can whenever you have time, check.
Yeah.
So that's how I like to do it.
Or I have these pieces, these are yours.
Yeah,
They go in this corner.
Yeah, exactly. So communication kind of
Yeah.
required there a little bit at least.
Puzzlarna, the puzzlers.
Yes, that is Sophie's team. And I don't know if they have, so last year they were actually on the 3rd place, but I don't know if they have had changes in their team members.
So they are 3 people down actually from the original team because Olivia is organizing and 2 people are on maternity leave.
That's what I was actually thinking. Like, was it that team last year? But then I was like, I'm not sure anymore. But yeah, that is so true.
But I found some really great substitute puzzlers. So.
Yeah.
So we are having the amazing 4-screen action going on.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happening.
Oh, Sverige 2, because probably Sverige 1 was taken.
Oh.
That happens also because the federation system tells you if there is already a team with that name. So you cannot kind of like, I wouldn't say hijack, but for example by accident, if there is...
Oh, look at the Finnish team. Down there.
I'm thinking that they will take...
I think so too.
The victorious victory of this round, and I hope that it's enough for Finland to take the trophy.
Yeah, Finland was 3rd in the national competition last year, right? Or was it second?
Second.
That was second. It was, but it was only 2 points between Sweden.
Yeah, it was very, very close. So we'll see. They are also going actually very strong over there, and that's actually very smart. So if you have done the sections already, you can see that they're bringing the pieces closer with the trays, because you can put them on top of the puzzle if everything under that is done.
Yeah.
So that works with some puzzles. Obviously, some images is in a way that they end up being like a cheese with a lot of holes, so then you can't do it. But if you can, that actually works perfectly because then the pieces are easily reachable for everybody.
Yeah, and everyone knows that that part is done, so you don't have to look at it. It's easier for your brain to concentrate on what's in front. Yeah,
exactly. That's, by the way, one good tip for if you ever do a pick and place. Try to always, and you do it in a way that you pick up a piece and you try to look at the image. Make like a mental note of what areas you have already built, because I see a lot of people working on those last pieces with the pick and place with harder ones. But I can see from their eye movement, they're scanning the whole picture every time. And I'm like, don't do that. If you know you've done the left side, just scan the right side. Yeah. But there's, once again, you need to be kind of like aware of this, because otherwise your brain will automatically just scan the whole image, because that's how we naturally look at an image.
Yeah, so maybe actually practicing with a piece of paper or a tray just to block out that part when you're done kind of,
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. A lot of people are actually now working on the last middle part.
I don't think 45 was that bad of a guess. It's interesting to see how hard the last bit is going to be.
And it's really hard to say because now that everybody's kind of working on it, because a lot of things can actually still happen in like 6 minutes, and we could have still sub 40, because it looks bigger, but then you're like, okay, but you do have 4 people. And especially if you have 4 people who are all capable of using both hands, then it can be like super, super quick. You just need to get like, on those harder parts, you just need to get like a couple key pieces in, and the rest one will just fly with the shape clues and everything else.
And the table 3 is sort of genius. They didn't have that much to go actually.
Yeah. And there you can see they're working over there. As you can see also like bringing just closer so everybody can take a look. It's also important that you either, if you don't have time to run around and change places to get a new angle, at least change the trays here and there, so then you have a little bit like a fresher look, because you end up looking at the same pieces again and again and again, and if you haven't found a place for them, it's not about that you will not find a place for them, it's just most likely somebody with fresh eye will do it faster. And I always say, this is called speed puzzling.
Yeah,
So
exactly. It's about optimization.
yeah, exactly. That's what I always tell people who have like this struggle that they don't want to touch a piece unless they know where it goes. And I'm like, that's very good traditional jigsaw puzzle assembling skill. It does not work for speed puzzling. So you just have to go for it. But yeah, you can see they're really locked in,
And
focusing over there.
have they shape sorted? I think they have.
Yeah, I think that's a shape short what they have in the trays. Those are the regular ones.
Yeah, so we can see that Hannah had the one with all the normal
Yeah.
pieces, so that's
Yeah.
always the difficult one because there are more of them and less information to work from.
Yeah, somebody wondering the SJ is actually when I haven't seen the Arctic puzzlers for a while. I actually wonder the same, that how far are they?
The Arctic puzzlers.
Yeah, Kristen's
Yeah,
team.
they were there just a couple of minutes ago. They were looking similar, but a bit behind. They had more of the island to go.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. There's a fun people today at the chat. Apparently, Jim has a where is it? Where did he say it? I think he said, "Got my Tobias hat on."
Yay!
Tobias
Tobias'
hat.
#1 fan.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
So we had one Swedish team who actually managed to do a team's puzzle in the dining area, in the space between the Paris competition and now, in 2 hours. And I was just looking at them, going, okay, that's next level dedication.
Oh, that's the Sverige #1 over there. Because we had #2. Okay.
Bottom right.
I wonder
right.
if this is like a planned together thing or
Might
kind of
be.
like a half accident. You never know. You never
Might
know.
be. We had the best Danish team for a while was Sophia's team, and they were called Lynpusterne, the lightning puzzlers.
Yeah.
And then my team was the Thunder puzzlers, because
Oh yeah.
Thunder comes after.
Yeah.
So sometimes, people coordinate.
Yeah. Okay, there we can see like a lot of teams really working on that, and it's just interesting to see who is able to keep up the speed when that hard part starts.
Yeah.
Because a lot of teams, even if they have in total time, they have major difference. Often you can see that halfway through the puzzle, they're actually exactly on the same spot all the time. But then it comes down who is able to do the harder part still fast.
And table 3 in the bottom left doing really well with the hardest part.
Yeah.
Really doing some progress every time we look at them. I think they have maybe 5 minutes. I don't think they can do it under 40, but it's going to be just on the other side, I think.
And the Norwegian busters over there also working. And the max time limit today is 90 minutes, and I think a lot of teams will actually finish. And we have in total we have 40 teams participating in this.
And these are the best of the Nordic countries,
Yeah.
so that's why the time limit is a bit lower than usually.
Yeah. So tomorrow when we have the open category, there the teams max time is 2 hours. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, those look like very of the last pieces, or is there another? Oh, there's also another tray that I can't see. But
Did they hear me and go, we're gonna do it under 40? Don't you say that.
Exactly. How dare you if you don't do it under? Somebody has to do it under 40. I don't care who it is, but somebody will do it because I already said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they're finished under 39.
I'm amazed at how, not cheese hole-ish their puzzle is right now. It's like they have, it's not big sections, but they're the sections are in the same place, or the missing pieces are kind of in the same place, so there might be something they can see in the puzzle that may be different, or more difficult to see on the small picture.
Or it might be just purely kind of like quirky donkey with the cut, that if a lot of irregular piece shapes create this kind of situation. But I think that's the last
they're gonna
piece.
do it! Oh my god! Very well done. Table number 3, sort of genius.
Finnish team!
Yeah.
Woohoo! The current Finnish champions as well. So great.
Very well
But
done.
who is gonna take the next spot?
And it was just above 39, so they were
Yeah.
not at all close to above 40.
Absolutely.
So, oh, we have a very, like bottom right, a very, how do you call it? Organized
Yes,
shape
that's
sort.
very organized. Very, very organized.
And we saw the other team, the first place, they did shape sort, but they didn't line the pieces up. So
Yeah.
they are so experienced that they don't need the extra organization to actually find the
And I
pieces.
generally recommend always the messy shape sorting because that causes, first of all, you spend a lot of time lining them up. You also have to return the piece that way. And then when you start getting pieces, they also start like spreading around again. And even for solos, I actually recommend just shape sort irregular ones and regular ones.
Yeah.
That's all. You don't need to all the shapes to be different because usually that's already enough because there is much more less of those irregular. It's just easier for the scanning. You don't need to be like, oh, there's 2 of this left, 3 of this, because that's how it usually actually is, depending, of course, what time, how many pieces you have left at that point.
So top left, I think those are gonna be the. I can't see what table number.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit confused. I'm trying to see, like, once again, leaning over my table here because I'm trying to figure out what is this team? That's a Finnish team. So I should know. I see a Finnish flag.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So it's Inka and Nord. Oh, wait a second. I can find this because I know. Wait a second. This is perfect fit 2.0. So we have Inka, Jatta, Jonna, and Maisa over there. Jatta and Jonna were actually pair in the Finnish championship, and they did really well together. Inka is also super fast. I actually puzzled with her in the same team in the Worlds last year, so...
Yeah, they're gonna be done under...
So
40.
we actually have a chance if we have a second place to finish people.
Oh.
Let's go!
Yeah, those are a lot of points.
Yes. I want to win the Sweden this year. Let's go, let's do it. Can you also do it? Like so many...
I think they're gonna do. I don't think we see anyone
Just
closer.
few pieces, I think they're gonna make, that would be amazing. And that feels almost like, as you just said, it's not how they're like together on paper as an individuals, because we did not have too many Finnish people in the top 10s of the pairs. But here as a team,
Girls.
yes, come on, let's do it. Let's go. Yeah, this is. Yes! Woo, we have 2 Finnish teams in the podium.
That's amazing.
I'm so happy, and they look
And under
so happy
45.
as well. Yeah, amazing times as well. This is amazing. I don't know, this is kind of like thing in Finland that we're always comparing ourselves to Sweden. Now this is a funny thing because Swedish people don't barely know that Finland exists. So it's a very one-sided competition we have. But yeah, it's in everywhere, like Eurovision, ice hockey, anything. It's always against Sweden. We don't even see any other countries.
I mean, we kind of have the same weird with Sweden kind of like sibling energy going on where we kind of hate each other, but kind of love each other, but kind of, we love making fun of each other.
It's like every Finnish people has been at least on a cruise to Stockholm. Ask Swedish people, yeah, I've never been in Finland. Never even thought about it. But okay. But yeah, who is gonna take the 3rd spot is like, I'm like, there are so many surprises I feel like already on this first day, and I really like it when the podium is not like so clear, like, oh, we expected these people, oh, they all made it in that specific order. So yeah, this is fantastic.
And it's hard to tell with the last couple of pieces because it's the same spot people end up, and it's kind of stretched out. So how many pieces of this like team missing compared to this team is very difficult for us to tell actually. Puzzling is looking really good. I do think the bottom left, I'm not sure, or Control Alt Complete. Thank you, team shirts.
And yeah, it's good to also, if we look at this just purely by the numbers, because the top 10 is only that matters for the country scoring, but because we have only 40 teams, if you're in the top 25%, you are contributing to your country's score. So that's very different compared to the other rounds where we have closer to 100 people competing over there. So yeah, this is very, very exciting. I have a Finnish team here.
Everyone.
All right.
So if you can make room for everyone.
Stand.
I'm trying to figure
On
out
flag and
stuff.
everything.
Yeah, just put it in
Congratulations.
my file. Oh,
Just scoot over here so we can get you in frame.
This mic.
are they? Is there enough?
Yeah, they're small. Right.
Yeah.
You have to hold them when you talk.
All right. We have the winning team here. How are you feeling?
Right? So great, but also exhausted and just sweaty.
Yeah. What were you expecting the puzzle would be, and did this match your expectation at all? I'm sure you had some speculation.
We didn't speculate, but we were hoping for a
Okay.
landscape. I mean, we and
The
they
two
did
of
not.
us, the two of us were definitely hoping for a landscape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. We meaning two of us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but-
wanted my sky, and I got my
Right?
sky.
Yeah, right before we started, I said that landscape would be, the photo would be good for this team. Not for me personally, but for the team. Yeah.
You looked like relieved, but also a bit like surprised. Could you feel that you were number one, or were you just locked in?
Well, no one had that yet.
Yeah.
So that's when your hands start to shake.
And the ending was really hard.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what made it feel like, oh, I'm not sure how this is going to go because the rest, like the final bits were all the same. And, well, I feel like Rosa kind of aced
Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
the last few.
Yeah, I think she did the last 100 pieces by herself.
Yeah, honestly,
Mostly.
the rest of us were like, oh.
But
I
you-
didn't feel like that.
But it's always, you always need to have that one who keeps up the whole morale, so everybody cannot slow down at the same time. Yeah, this is amazing. And you know what, I'm not sure what's the score right now, but because now we have two Finnish teams in the first, and so the Sweden was looking pretty strong earlier. Is there,
I think it's the first three.
what?
Who is the turn?
I think someone finished when you were walking in, maybe.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's amazing! Wow.
Yeah, it was lovely as we finished and we saw the second Finnish team finishing that.
Yeah.
That was really nice.
Yeah.
Can't pay attention everywhere. It's like same with the puzzles. You don't know really what your team members are doing, right?
Yeah.
Other than what we agree that they will be doing.
Yeah, I mean we usually have quite like
coordination going on.
yeah, and we have like we know each other's strengths.
Yeah.
So even without looking, we'll know that okay, yeah, I know who's doing
Yeah.
houses and who's doing the sky. And, yeah.
And Pia did a great job with the sorting, like
Yeah, yes.
amazing. And she also shape sorted early enough. None of us said anything, and she starts the shape sort.
I love that because I commented earlier when like 5 minutes in, I said this is gonna go down to the fact like who does the best timing on the shape sorting. So I'm very, very pleased to hear that without actually prompting it myself.
Yeah, and usually if you start to think about shape sorting, you're like 5 to 10 minutes late.
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah.
of. So she just went at the right time.
Yeah, I give anything doable to you guys, and then I try to do something with the rest of it. I'm like, no, start shape shorting. That's for a better time use of my time.
Absolutely, and this was the last round. Of course, we still have the award ceremony, but how are you feeling about this whole day?
Yeah.
Better than expected.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You guys, Hanna and Rosa have had an amazing weekend, and it was. It's been and it was so nice to get the unreleased puzzle for
Yeah.
this fight. So that was really nice.
Yeah, and the fun will still continue tomorrow. But is there something? How are you gonna celebrate?
We don't know yet. We don't know yet.
Once
Maybe
we
we
calm
have
down,
some-
we'll know.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we have ice cream or something.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of a world's tradition. When Kristen won, she
Oh
went to get
yeah,
ice
true
cream.
that.
Yeah.
So
That's
maybe
true.
it's just how to celebrate in the puzzle world.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Absolutely. Any last words or greetings you want to send for the viewers, family, and home watching?
Yeah, greetings to the kotikatsomo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thanks for the organizers. It's been fun, and we will have more fun tomorrow. So.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Get some well-deserved ice cream and water and fans
Yeah.
and. Oh, we just caught a nice switcheroo. On table 8. Just had a...
Yeah, this is always the moment I'm like, okay, what did happen while I was not paying attention? Well, we'll have to check. At least there is no update yet on the result page. I'm like almost like, I have to go read the chat, so that will probably give me the best
you can see on the movement of the cameras, it's going fast right now.
Okay, so currently 2 Finnish teams and then 2 Swedish teams is the current.
We have a lot of Danish people coming up, so I'm rooting for at least a couple of Danish teams in the top 10.
Yeah.
I actually think bottom right corner, Peter's team. Let's see if I can find what their name is, but I think they look like they might be next up. They have like 5 pieces left.
Are you competing tomorrow?
Yes, in the individual.
Individual, okay. No
And they're
nice
done.
teams? Oh. Where? Oh, that one, the last piece.
That's so cool.
The last piece is always the hardest. Like there's 50-50 chance that it will go the right way. It never does, and usually it feels like there is like a 10% chance you just keep switching.
I always call it a USB stick, and I don't know if
Yeah, exactly. That's so true.
Like if someone has said it before me, but it's the same feeling. You kind of it doesn't.
And you feel like you have tried it all the ways possible, and still doesn't work. And you're like, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always that last bit. It's no problem with the second last, just the last one.
Yeah, always.
Yeah. So this is okay. There's another team who just raised their hand, so I would assume that they're putting also the last piece once again, turning. Yes.
And we had someone finish. Yeah, on the other screen as well. They
okay. That's actually now hard to say which were first.
I think the Swedes were first by a second.
That's probably a second's different.
Yeah, which is amazing after so many minutes and so many hands and thousand pieces.
And much bigger puzzle. Like
exactly.
And we're still like we're talking about over 15 minutes now. So actually to finish like closer to 1 or 2 seconds, it's quite crazy in a way.
It happens often with the marathons where people have been puzzling for 10 hours and done tens of thousands of pieces.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just like 15 pieces between.
Yeah, it's a lot of what ifs.
Yeah.
And I think also they're gonna have a Norwegian team just about to finish. I think this is literally called the Norwegian Posters, if I can see correctly on the sign. So yeah, they're gonna finish just the last ones. You can see a lot of hands going on over there, as usual. And yeah.
Okay, so we have 7, 8 teams, I think. Oh, things are changing up.
Oh, they just
still
finished.
We usually see that because
another team finished. Yeah, now we're like they probably had also just a few seconds. Oh, another one finishing right now. What is happening here? What wave is this? We have 40 teams. That's usually not something where you have these big waves.
No.
Especially with bigger puzzles and longer times.
Yeah, and it's not the easiest puzzle.
Yeah.
I mean, it is clearly doable, but it's not like.
Yeah. This is very, very surprising.
Yeah, so we try to update the list, but the judges are maybe need to stop to take someone else's time on the way to the table, so it's changing up.
Another.
But it looks like we have maybe 12 finishes, probably more.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the top 10 went actually now quite quickly.
Yeah, maybe like 3 minutes apart or something like that.
Yeah. And we still have like 35 minutes-ish left. So they're really working on over there. Trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh, so actually Peace and Quiet and Pusterne finished at the exact same second.
Huh.
So right now they're at 8th and 9th place, but
How are we gonna give the scoring?
Yeah.
I hope there's rules for that situation.
I think usually they just both have
yeah,
8 plays.
yeah,
and
exactly.
then-
So that the scoring should just go based
Yeah.
on that. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, there's you can see like those people working with the white trays as well. They're gonna also finish very soon.
So right now we have 2 finished teams, and then 3 Swedes, and then a Danish and a Norwegian and a Swedish and Danish and a Norwegian.
Yeah.
So that's top 10.
Yeah, and I think in teams you can even see it more, like the ones who stay on top for year after year are the teams who are also able to practice together.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
the more we have people, the like more rare it is that those teams actually have the chance. So
Yeah, and it's impossible to like know how to work with each other if you
Yeah.
don't do it, because you kind of have to like assimilate to each other's way of doing
yeah,
it.
yeah, and that's also the reason I don't coach too many teams, because there just isn't too many teams who actually practice that
It's
often
difficult
together.
to yeah.
Like you can of course give tips, but if they don't have time to practice, they live like far away from each other.
Yeah.
It just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I asked some of the puzzlers when I did the last puzzle race, like, have you been practicing for Nordic?
Yeah.
And some had, but most people like, I wanted to, but then life. So I think that's kind of everyone's deal sometimes.
Yeah.
And the same teams, you might have a team that you do really well with, but if you
Yeah.
are not able to actually meet up,
Yeah.
then yeah, it's going to be difficult. People
Yeah.
are really just rolling in right now.
I know, they're like they're just doing the puzzle
Yeah.
and finishing. And like no surprises here where people finish. This would be super random if we now see somebody like
Yeah,
doing
the sky, the yellow sky.
I don't know, maybe with the edges last or I mean there are people who do that as a default. And it's like that's why I like when there was the Swedish championship and there was the kids category. I always tell like if you want to like brainstorm new ideas how to do the puzzle, just watch the kids category
Yeah.
because the live stream still exists. Because they're not brainwashed by anyone. They don't know how others do. They don't care, and you can see like very different. But even the kids, like, even the youngest, they do have a logic.
Mm.
They follow their own logic how they do the puzzle. But there's so many different options.
Yeah, I think it might be more intuitive.
Yeah.
Because they don't overthink
Yeah.
how to do it, they just do it.
Because especially now when somebody new comes to Speedpuzzling and there's so much material compared to like 4 years ago, you almost start following it because that's what the adults do. Like we follow what the herd is already doing. So it's also like it's not necessarily I'm saying that kids have better way to do it, but it's important that you do puzzles in a different way. You try new things because it creates new kind of like a neural connections in your brain. It's like when you go to the gym, don't do the same front squat for like 5 years. You change it. You do Bulgarian squat. You do one-legged squat.
Yeah.
You do back squat. Because it creates different kind of nervous connections. So it's like the same thing here. It's not necessarily what's the best one, but the variation is very important for our brain and our development, especially if you feel like you're hitting plateau. It's probably because you keep repeating the same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Like
but
we
there
have
is
had
another one.
some like a few people who have been puzzling from the box. I don't think we've had anyone at this tournament, but and they've all stopped doing it. So I don't know if they found out that okay, I can actually puzzle faster if I don't do it.
Yeah.
But it's like you say, we just follow the herd. Like they obviously went to a competition and went, oh, I am the odd
Yeah.
one out. No one else is puzzling directly from the box.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think people who are coached very much like me a lot of times because I tell them to do like one practice I give them to do a puzzle upside down, and I don't mean upside down the picture, I mean upside down without the visual, so just a blank. I tell them to do like throw out all the edges away and you do the whole puzzle without edges. You literally don't even have it. If they, for example, have a habit that they always do the edges first, I don't have anything against doing edges first. I just don't want it to be your habit. I want it to be your strategic choice. So to put it completely over to the extreme side, we just do them for 1 week. They're not allowed to use the edges at all. then they will actually learn because their brain is forced into the situation. If you leave the door open, your brain is automatically always wanting to do it, and it gets kind of like locked because it's like, oh, I don't want to do the puzzle this way because that's not how I do this.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's human nature because we are kind of designed from nature to do the simplest thing because it's all about we want to optimize it's everything, right? So
it's familiarity. It's
exactly.
it's like what people do. We go for the familiar first, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
This happens in everywhere, not in sports, but like relationships, your school, how you study. You go what is familiar.
Yeah.
But interesting stuff. I love psychology, as some of you may know. But there's so much stuff I could talk about. And we have another.
Finishing. That's Bibliotek.
I see a lot of people have like black trays.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're like regretting their life or they're just fine with it.
I think they might with the ending of this one. This is table 10, Bibliotekspuzzling. That means the library puzzlers because they met at a library that where they do regular puzzle meetups.
Can we get the name of the puzzle? Yes, you can. I will actually put it in the chat. It's you have by the way heard this name probably because there's a lot of scenery puzzles from this, and there it is. But I think there is many other puzzles who had that name because it's from the same location and they just used it as a name.
Lofoten.
Yes, it's from Norway.
Yes. Are the boathouses one from that place as well?
Isn't that Sweden?
That might be Sweden.
I think it's literally called Swedish boathouses
sure.
or something.
I will be lynched afterwards. The Swedes will come after me.
Yeah, I think it's literally. But you know, sometimes puzzles get like that people use the wrong name for them and then it just start living and people call it. Like I don't think it's, for example, a London postcard. I think it's a postcard of London is the official name, so but too. People just like flipped it and that's the name now. But sometimes when I try to search it, I'm like, wait, it doesn't give me the option.
And my speed puzzle is like, what? Has no one done this puzzle?
Yeah, or sometimes you like, usually when I say the Swedish Championship, I say the Red Sea puzzle. It's not sea. It's like a field of flowers or something, but I call it the Red Sea puzzle.
I call it Red Sea too.
And people understand what puzzle I'm talking about, but it's like literally flower field and a guy there with the pad.
It's called Red Sea.
With green leaves.
Yeah.
It's a Red Sea, I'm sorry. Ay.
A lot of people finishing up still. So we've crossed the 1 hour mark, so we have less than half an hour left.
Yeah, and right after that we will have the award ceremony of all the rounds from today, and
we'll find out who's won the national competition.
Exactly. I want the trophy, even though I'm not even
so
competing.
Beautiful.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the trophy, you should see it. It's beautiful. But also are those like individual and teams one. They're super cute.
Yeah.
I not even cute. They're actually like elegant.
Really, they look like something from an award show.
Yeah, like something I would like literally put on my and people would be like, it's like really cool looking thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like it. Yeah, the boat houses are in Smögen in Sweden. Yeah. I remember now the Smögen as well. Yeah. Yeah, that's like what just happened.
We actually have a shot of the trophies in the top right corner.
Oh, ST is actually telling me the red puzzle is called a sea of red. Why is it called a sea when it's not a sea? There's no drop of water. But that's like, I don't even know what's the real name. You just hear it from somebody and you just start repeating
but
it.
People do that with the like puzzle races as well. We have one we did is called Flower Shower from Pieces and Peas. It's like a couple with an umbrella and flowers falling down, and people just call it the one with the umbrella because it was 100 pieces of yellow. And it's usually that like the one that if it's like a particular difficult image, it's the one with like the one with the panda.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's sometimes just puzzles that get like you get like two schools of people calling it by different names. Yeah. There's this one puzzle that was in Worlds like 2 years ago maybe. Some people call it fairies and some people call it unicorn. Do you know what I mean? That's
Is
like
it
a
the one with the girl? And
yeah, the blue. Yeah, exactly. Like
with the dress. And
it's funny how people in the puzzle community know puzzles by just one word. Like we should play alias of puzzles. Yeah. Do cards and it has the puzzle picture, and you're not allowed to use the
Okay, we should do that.
Yeah, we should.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Like, please hold us accountable, chat. Somebody record this. That's a brilliant idea because then you could be like, you know that puzzle that was used? Yeah, that's what happened.
You know the one that this person did this thing with? Oh, we have another picture. Danish.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, this is a brilliant idea. I love this.
Yeah. I love the different new ways of doing puzzles. Like now we had World Series that had it was all like 500 individual, but it was still. It had a different take on each one. I just did puzzle chess, and I was just like, wow, this is really good for training.
It is.
This particular, it's just great people coming up with different games.
Yeah, and I hope there's just more games, different kind of practices and stuff, because as I said, variation is the key, and they're gonna finish also very, very soon. That's actually another Finnish team that we have over there. We have actually Jen is also puzzling, who is like I think the chairman of our board in the association. So.
And that's a great thing. The organizers are often people who also just love the community and love doing puzzles.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we froze one camera, but no worries, that happens.
Yeah, they struggle with the heat, so when they...
It's kind of like we're just creating a little bit anticipation and suspense here, because now, like, did they finish or not? Oh, that's me now. Yeah.
People are still really close.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put a little advertisement to the chat. So we have the speed up discount code for participants and people who are watching this weekend the Nordic Championship. So if you're interested in coaching, just go and check it out. If you never even thought about coaching, you can just go also to my YouTube channel. There's also the playlist that I call the Ultimate Guide of Speedpuzzling, or something that is public for all videos. Kind of like good to get started if you're like looking like how should I practice what to consider. But yeah, do you think we will have an empty arena?
It's hard to say because some people have qualified, but in some countries they don't have that many people. So some might, have qualified, not have qualified, but then just taken up an empty space. So I don't know. I hope so. It's the best thing.
Yeah.
But it is a tricky puzzle.
Yeah. But we still have so much time left, and it just because for people, it's for me it gets so hard to like. We were actually discussing on the previous round. Somebody mentioned flipping times, and I'm like, well, I actually have never really paid attention to flipping time for teams and pairs. Like I'm very well aware of it for solos, but I have really never paid attention when it comes to teams and pairs. And almost like I don't almost like even care like.
Yeah, I don't know how, but. I mean, at Worlds, when people are seconds apart, you actually might, if you can get your pairs flipping time, those seconds like down, then it's gonna make a big difference. But I'm always like thinking 3 minutes.
And
3
I think
minutes
flipping itself, because it's so mechanical, it is still individually. Like you can, like if your flipping time for a team is longer than others, it's probably because of few people and not the team's effort together. So yeah, but yeah, that's a also like another puzzle that has gotten a nickname is a day in Paris. It was called Orange Hell in World. Yes, everybody knows that puzzle as well. I think Glacier was called Blue Hell at one point. Now I think people actually refer it more as a Glacier. It has kind of like renewed its brand, that puzzle. People don't hate it that much either,
I'm trying to come up with its actual name. Eye of the Glacier. Yeah, because it has the...
Yeah. So,
and that is also in Lofoten. Every puzzle
yeah.
is.
Yeah, there is definitely. And yeah, we have so many. I think I'm trying to look at the results, but obviously I don't have the full. But even here, like I can see results until hour and 3 minutes, and even there we already have 21. And I said we have 40 teams in total. So there is a high chance that everybody would finish this.
I think a lot of people are moving into the last stretch with the
Yeah.
island.
Yeah. I think it's possible, like 20 minutes. Yeah. A lot of things can happen
Yeah.
in 20 minutes.
Yeah, especially in teams because 4 people.
You could do a 500 piece puzzle as a pair in 20 minutes.
Apparently.
Just an example. So.
Yeah. And some people can do it solo if they like grinded it enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they just have to work on it. And I think, as mentioned, it's important that as long as you have at least one person who still got the momentum, it will track everybody else with it. But yeah, because that's the difference where you see in marathons, because everybody's kind of like in a mode of like chilling. So then everybody's chilling. Sometimes somebody gets some like, when I'm in marathons, it's the moment when somebody told me I need to leave soon, like switch with somebody, then I started like, no, wait, I want to finish this one. So then you can see like, okay, yeah, there's definitely 2 modes here.
Yeah. And it's a lot about the mind game as well. I know a lot of people with the individual round were kind of getting in the wrong headspace because it's the first round of the day. It's straight into a final. It's a difficult puzzle, and they just came out and were like, I think I could have done better, but I was just in my head so much.
Yeah. I would say mindset is probably like 80% of the whole thing. It's something always discussed the most. Also, like insights. One thing is that I always tell when I coach, awareness does not mean you're gonna do changes. That's what people don't understand. Giving you all the information, you also need to actually put it in practice.
Yeah.
So that's also important point. I have a dream that I would actually have in my speed up team, that I would have like an actual psychologist in the team. Because when I was playing in the Finnish national team and other sports, it was mandatory to have a psychologist in the team, and I think it's very helpful. And I'm not talking about like the cognitive skills side, but like just to talk out like your mindset and stuff, and you get stressed and stuff like that may actually impact.
I think we're going to see it more as the sport progresses, that like the top players are going to have like not a team, but like someone in there, like who has their back and like helps them out with like training schedules and mindsets and
kind of like a manager or like we call it maintenance team in Finland. You know, it's usually the parents, but but yeah, that's definitely a thing. So yeah. You can see the canyon is just running there, gazing through the hallways.
Shout out to the cameramen, they're doing the heavy lifting.
I know. I want to know like how many steps they're taking, just going back and forth, because they have to almost all the time like walk around. It's also like a big arena, so it's not just like few steps left.
And then someone will finish at the end that they were just at, so they have to backtrack and
Yeah, and I think, okay, now we're gonna have a lot of, that's actually nice where I think they put, because they don't have a tray, so they put it on that side where it's the sky. So you have a little bit more contrast other than putting them to the darker side. And that's actually a good place to put it. That's where it would get lost. Yeah, but still they get the benefit that the piece is a little bit closer. So. I call them factory hands when people spend a lot of time just like massive hand movements, and then I'm like, what if we have that? What do you think will happen all the time? Of course, always. Oh, that's like such a relief in people's faces.
Yeah. The best hug is the one you get from the team when you've done, especially like a more difficult puzzle.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And you can see people working on. It's pretty much. I feel like quite early on everybody got to that point, but then I think here we have the most variation in speed.
It's always like the top finishers, and then a little while, and then comes the big wave.
Yeah. Absolutely. And tomorrow the fun continues. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
This is not the end.
No, it's only the beginning.
Yeah, and tomorrow, for example, in the individual round, we actually have much more participants than we had today. So that's also pretty exciting. Yeah, you can just see the pieces going over there.
You can see in the top right how many pieces the black-green area actually is. It's like
Yeah.
it looks daunting.
Yeah, pictures have this, like photographed images for puzzles have this one problem that the colors often don't match exactly. That's something good to be aware of. I think we all know that one cow puzzle. Yes, okay, once again, we all know what puzzle we're talking about. Well, no, maybe not all of us, but that was a puzzle in a world. And I always tell people who end up choosing it that you actually didn't do the wrong choice. Because looking at the image from the box, it was the right choice.
Yeah, the information was wrong.
But the puzzle itself was way more darker with the pieces, and that causes the issue. But with photography in general, it's like good to pay attention that they may not match. So you have to kind of like adjust a little bit your eye.
And sometimes it's just not misleading, but you think that, oh, this area is going to be nice to sort out when you look at the image, but then it just presents itself differently in a pile on your table. I did one recently with there were stairs and then there were windows. And I was like, well, those stairs are going to be easy with the railing, but the railing looked like the windows on the pieces, not on the image, but on the pieces, so I had to do something else.
Yeah, and if we look at the color psychology, what is also interesting is that we don't actually see colors as they are. So I'm going to give you an example. If we put a banana in a picture, but we put a little bit like a green lighting to it, we still see it as a yellow, even though it's not yellow.
Yeah.
So that causes the interesting problem with puzzles. So sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes we have an image where we look at this way. For example, the banana. And because our brain just processes it as yellow, so it changes literally the color in your eyes to see it as yellow. But because it's literally not yellow, when you have the pieces, and your brain is not doing that anymore, because from pieces you cannot see it's a banana.
No, it's broken.
So it's processing it differently, and you're literally looking at the image and you're like, how the color is so different? But for reality, it is exactly the same color. So yeah, this is just cool. I love nerding out this stuff.
Who knew that puzzles were so scientific?
I know. I sometimes have coaching sessions and I open up, there's this big research of doing puzzles that has like all cognitive skills like listed. And then there's like constructive praxis and cognitive flexibility and of course like this basic like processing speed and work memory. Then we just go through them like, for example, because people, it's easier when they see the list to actually point out like, I actually know that that's not my strength. So then we can see like how does this manifest in doing puzzles and how we can actually practice that.
Yeah.
Or if that skill is something that we scientifically know that can be practiced, or is it more like harder that, you know, some skills you can do more progress with practice, whereas some, for example, how many colors do you see, you can't really impact on that. Some people see a million different tones, some people only 1 million. So we can practice that, but it doesn't really do too much change, unfortunately. So, but these are good insights because then if you know that you, for example, see less colors than others, then, and you do, for example, not very well with gradient, if it's very subtle, then we have to work like what's the best strategy for you. So, simple as that. But if we don't know this stuff, it's really hard. Then you just look at others, but they are just doing it this way.
Yeah, exactly. Why doesn't it work for me?
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, but okay, they see a different amount of colors, so like you literally should not be doing it that way. Just not.
It's a different person.
Yeah.
Oh, they're looking good as well.
Yeah, not too many. There's another one. Yeah, you can see just the amount of empty tables over there. If you're wondering like where on earth is the audience, so we have you can see the blue chairs, the audience department, but we also actually have all these live streams, for example, in the lobby. We have another screen in the activity room where it's the puzzle juice and everything and the big puzzle. So like there's a lot of places for people to actually watch here.
Yeah, and you are sitting a bit away from the actual tables, so you can't really see, because they're not like raised that
Yeah.
much, so it's hard to see actual. So it's
It depends on your preference. Like, do you want to see a little bit more details? Then you don't see the bigger, like the whole arena at once. But there's a lot of options. I'm really proud of all the organizing here so far. It has been absolutely great, and we still have like 10 minutes left, even more. Almost 11. I'm just curious, I don't know if anybody in the chat, but I know a lot of puzzlers do also other puzzles. Like, it could be crossword puzzles. Do you do anything else than just
I used
puzzles?
to do a lot of crossword puzzles, and I used to do a lot of, I think it's called pictograms, where you get like a row and a column of numbers.
Yeah.
And then, like, if you have like a 1 and a 1, then you know you have two pieces of just a single dot in that row, and then you create a picture. It's difficult to explain. And then I knit a lot, and I sometimes get the same satisfaction of doing a knitting pattern in different colors as I do when I do a puzzle, because the image emerges.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like chess that it's actually recognized as a sport. We'll get there. Yeah. Not yet. There's a lot of criteria, but we'll get there. Like chess has made it. Crosswords, Sudokus. Then of course there's like a more like traditional puzzles where you try, like, usually they're like wooden or something or metallic, and you have to solve it. I had someone I was coaching who does like crafts. I never know how to pronounce it. I know there's some native English person who knows what I'm talking about. It's not a common thing. It was the first time I heard about it. But that's also kind of like this strategy, chess style of thing. I think there's a lot of similarities, and I think board games, of course. I think a lot of people play board games. Speed cubing. I've done some video analysis where I see some people do as a warm-up just solve the Rubik's Cube and then they start puzzling. Yeah,
that's actually good, because you train your focus. Like, okay, now I have to focus, and you warm up your fingers because you move fast. I wonder if that's recognized as a sport, or if it's in the same.
I can actually ask, because I just started collaborating, so I have another coach under Speed Up who does speed cubing coaching. Oh. So you can also purchase that in my Shopify. He was actually the one who taught me how to solve a Rubik's Cube. So he's good. He's a really good coach, and he's like just.
I always thought it was something you just did, like solving a puzzle, but it's not. You have to learn it. The different algorithms and movements and. Yeah,
and I think it's a good example of like. It feels like, they just look at it and then they just go for it, but they trust their intuition. Like you don't have time to actually consciously think in that time. Yeah. So I think that's.
And I think it's similar actually to puzzling, because you always have, or you also have to look at what you're doing and then strategize while you're doing it, and that's what they're doing as well. Like doing the movements and then going, oh, now I have this. Specific placement of the colors. Now I have to do this algorithm, but if I do that, then I will end up with that scenario, and might that be, the best option for me right now?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like Vikas Mahto, who is the coach, when we had these sessions, it's not like he can only solve the Rubik's Cube, but if I get stuck on a specific thing, he's like, just show me where you're at, and he can get his Rubik's Cube exactly in the same position, and that's just insane to me. That is just insane. I just checked. Speed cubing is not officially recognized by the International Olympic Committee, and that's basically where you
the way to go.
want to go for, because there's like very specific. But it is like classified as a mind sport, obviously.
I think we have 4 teams still puzzling.
Yeah, I'm trying to work at the result page. On the results page, we currently have 34 teams, and I can see that's definitely missing some because it's marked hour 14 and we're way ahead of that.
Yeah, 7 minutes-ish left. And another Danish team just putting in those last pieces.
Yeah, literally just the last ones.
I think we have 5 teams left.
You think so? I don't think so.
As far as I can see from the camera, I think 5.
So maybe 5 teams.
But how does that work if we have 40 teams? And I know for sure we have. Okay, I'll. Stupid thing. Choose your battles. This is worth fighting over. We'll see for sure how many teams there are actually, and I think they're about to finish right now, and I think they're gonna be really happy when they see the time that they actually finished in time. That's just an incredible feeling when you manage to do that.
And
so
especially
closely.
Puzzling for 1 hour and 24 minutes when you've already been puzzling in pairs not that long ago.
Yeah, true that, because it's been quite intense day, I would say, for sure. And I think that's the last piece. Yeah. Yes, and I think they are very close as well. They also, I think, putting the pieces over there in a line, so that definitely works. Yeah, not everybody uses trays. I don't always feel like I need to use trays. I'm not a fan of trays, but in teams, I know generally everybody wants to use them, so.
I'll just scooch in so you can.
Now,
there's room for more in the warm studio.
Yeah, for the last 5 minutes.
Yes, awesome. What's the vibe? Do you have any news for us? Do you have any? I mean,
there's nice vibes as always. When teams are finishing, they are all glad, even though they are finishing in 1:25.
Yeah.
So it's really nice. Now it's also getting more relaxed for the last teams. Yeah. So, but we have, I think, it will be close that everyone will finish, except there is a team with only 2 participants.
Oh.
So that's
but
on
like,
the screen.
imagine, look how far they are.
That's actually amazing.
If they had been there all 4, they would have been on the top. I'm pretty sure about that.
Absolutely.
But it maybe not. But I think it could be the only team, because there are only 2 that will finish.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Shout out to them. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have to stay tuned. As we told earlier on, we'll do the award ceremony just afterwards. And I have a few insiders there. There is a top 3 for each competition. They will be on the podium. And there has also been selected by chance 3 extra teams that get a prize.
Oh, that's nice.
So we'll see. So you could, if you are in the teams final here, you could be lucky even though you are not top 3. And then of course there is the competition, the national competition.
Yes.
Have you revealed it? I calculated, I have seen the official calculations too.
I didn't know if we were allowed to.
No, I don't think we are.
So we will wait and see what it is.
Yeah,
but maybe we'll know.
Because I don't think the competitors even know, except the crazy ones who calculate everything.
Yeah, someone's sitting there with a calculator going.
Yeah. So we will. You have to stay tuned. Anticipation here, creating suspense towards the end, and we have only 3 minutes left. And now I can definitely see there is 4 teams. I think we have a camera on every team we have left right now.
Bottom left is gonna make it. They have 20 pieces left.
I think so too. Yeah, 3 minutes. And as we saw earlier, it kind of creates 2 holes on the separate sides. I think it's more like just cut related and just those sections happening to be there that creates it rather than any other factor.
Has every team done shape sorting at the end? Right now they're shape sorting, and we know that the winners, I heard that they had shape sorted very early on.
That's a very good question. I haven't paid attention.
It's difficult to tell with the amount of details.
But I would assume not every team did shape sorting, because just some people just don't do it. And I don't blame them.
It's one of the techniques. You need to master all the techniques if you want to be really good.
Yeah, but it's funny because sometimes people are like, but I don't know, like, what's the good time? Like, if you ask me, like, what's the best time to start the shape sorting? I always say I've never, in the last 3 years, seen one single team or person shape sort too early.
No.
I'm sure it must have happened at least once, but I've never seen it. So the likelihood that you would start it too early is almost close to 0.
And I think it was perfect with the winners that one person actually did
it. Look, so happy.
We're back.
Yeah.
One person did it without the others kind of noticing. It seemed like it was just now I don't have anything to contribute with because we're moving into a difficult section, so
Yeah.
I'll do the shape zoning.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think shape shorting is actually something that you really need to communicate, because that I do see very often. One starts shape shorting, forgets to mention it out loud, and somebody mess it up.
Yeah.
Like they move, for example, let's move these pieces closer, and then somebody's like, ugh, I just did the shape short.
I just used 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's wasted. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that
But
definitely
that's-
happens.
The rule, if you're a team, you need to communicate
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
You need
How
to
was the?
talk about it.
Could you hear?
Yeah.
There was more talking in the auditorium
Yeah,
during this round than
there
the
were.
others. Yeah.
I wasn't in, but there were. But
Yeah.
but it didn't. Not in the beginning. I didn't hear that much. But perhaps they were just whispering.
But I have to say, there is also this, like, yes, communication, but communication always does not mean verbal communication. So a lot of teams, they just pay attention of like how is like almost like the mood of the other person, kind of looking at the energy, if they look at 5,
Now we are finishing.
5, 4, 3, 2,
1, 0.
And Nordic Championship, the official competition, is kind of wrapped up when it comes to doing these puzzles, and soon we're gonna have the award ceremony and know actually which country is the best. Please be Finland. Please be Finland. Please be Finland. High hopes. High hopes.
Okay.
So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think should we talk on or should we? Okay, we'll say hi for now. Stay here. If you can go to the big picture of the room, then we will maybe commentate a little bit during the ceremony, but stay tuned. Don't go away. It will be in 5 minutes or so.
Absolutely. Da 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 da. I'm still on the live stream. I can see my sound.
Are you here? Are you speaking?
Yeah, just to say that we are almost ready for the ceremony, so we'll now announce the top 3 of individual, pairs and teams, and as a bonus there's also some teams that has been
Okay, now it's
by
time
chance.
for the awards. Are you ready for the awards? It's been an awesome day. It's been so nice today. So now we're going to give the awards. So we start with the individual. And what's the way the person I'm saying, the lady's coming up here, not this way, but going this way, up the stairs, and then get the prize, and just stay up here and take the pictures of all the winners afterwards. So first, individual number 3 is from Sweden. So on the stage, I would like to see Katarina Svensson. 41 minutes, 33 seconds. Is she on the way? You can pause a bit more if you want. You just stay here, okay? Number 2 is from Norway, and I would like to see on the stage Christian 2. Is that correct? "39 minutes and 40 seconds. And now, so you just please stay here. And now for the winner in the individual competition 2026 from Sweden, Madeleine Helsen. It's coming out 36 minutes and 5 seconds. We'll take a picture of them all. So, please smile to the camera. We'll take pictures now. Move this, put it this way. Okay, give them a hand. Well done. So, that was the individual championship. Now we need some more prizes. And the next one is pair. And are we ready for? We are ready. So we can take number 3. And that is from Norway. So on the stage, I would like to see Christian 2 again and Linda Wernes Andersen. Minutes and 1 second. 20 minutes and 1 second. So we'll take some pictures of you. Please stay. And number 2 in pairs is from Sweden. So I would like to see on the stage Emilia Persson and Madeleine Nielsen again. They were 4 seconds faster, 19 minutes and 57 seconds. Here they come, give them one more hand. And we have number 3 and number 2, and we need number 1. And that is from Finland on the stage. I would like to see the winners 2026 in pairs, Rosa Faundrik and Hanna Lehikkonen. Wow. 19 minutes and 11 seconds. That's very fast. Come out in a hand. So, can we take some pictures? One last time, okay? Wow, that's not fighting. So that was individual, that was pair, then we need the teams. Are the prize team ready? Look. I think we're ready now. So, Nordic Championship 2026 for teams. I would like to see on the stage first number 3 from Sweden, a team called Control at the lead, Lydia, Tova, Sandra, and Sabine. $45 minutes and 57 seconds. 45 minutes and 57 seconds. Almost the same time it takes to go up here. So give them one more hand. Yeah, maybe a bit closer together if you do that because we need some more people. And then number 2, I would like to see the stage is from Finland. It's called Perfect Fit 2.0 Inka, Jata, Jana, and Kalsa. 42 minutes and 17 seconds. Stay here now. Give him a hand. Sort Ines, Laura, Ria, Anna, and Rosa. I can see you now, a hand. Take some pictures. Give them one last time, okay? Thank you. Okay, now it's time for some random prizes. Are we ready with the random prizes? Yes, we are ready. So I would like to see on the stage table 14, the Edge Experts. They make the team puzzle. So now we have the Edge Experts. Give them a hand. We'll take pictures, so please stay. And we also would like to see table 16, Crazy Shapes up here. Crazy Shapes. Yeah. Take it out of the way.
Yeah, but
Take some pictures. Okay, we go down now. Give them a hand. And the last mistake is table 37, like mother, like daughter. Please come up here like mother, like daughter. So mother and daughter, I think they're here now, so give them a hand, they're here now. Give them one more hand, okay? One more, one more. So now we need to find out who won, who are the Nordic champions, the country. And I would like to see on the stage the winner, and that is Sweden. So please welcome everybody from Sweden on the stage. We will make room for you. Wow, that's a lot. Maybe we have. Please stand close together, we'll take a picture. So, and let's take the points. Denmark got 17 points, Norway 43 points, Finland 94 points, and the Swedish team barely won with 153 points. So now we're getting the trophy. So someone will take the trophy.
Congratulations to all the top three and all teams, all pairs, all individuals today. It has been a nice day. We are really happy with how it went. A good competition. And I've only had people saying this was going really well. So I hope everyone had a nice experience. We'll round off in a few minutes with the Swedes that again this year won the trophy for the best nations of the Nordic championships. This rounds up the championships. Tomorrow we have open competitions. It's more or less the same competitors, but now it's an open competition, not a Nordic championship. But and there will also be a few more participants because there's more locals that have had the chance to register here. So we'll see you tomorrow. Just shortly, we'll be on at 9 o'clock Central European Time tomorrow here from Køge with the individual open competition, and then later on there will be the pairs at 11 o'clock Central European Time, and again it will be rounded up with the teams open at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon Central European Time. Tomorrow there's a bit more time for each competition because then more teams, more pairs, more individuals have the chance to finish up. So hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. We are very happy how it went today, and we are ready. So stay tuned tomorrow. Find the streaming on our Dansk Puslespils on YouTube, and we will see you tomorrow.